It's really fun. Front wheel drive burnouts are stupid. It's so fucking dumb. Hey, what's going on, everyone? Today we're going to be taking a look at a 2022 Hyundai Sonata N-Line. This one, I'm not exactly sure what the color is called, but it's painted in this nice metallic Nardo gray. As you can see, some of the features of this car are going to be down here. You have a little duct that feeds into your brakes to cool them off. You have right there the black grille with the little N-Line badge up front. You can see the headlights, they kind of fade off towards the top. They have a really nice design in my opinion. I really like them. I actually really like the look of this Sonata in general. I think it is quite a good looking car compared to the Elantra, at least. And you can see it is nothing but paint color and polished black on this car. You can see again for the other front rim, another one of those ducts to cool off the brakes. You can see the rims that come on this N-Line. Again, another N-Line badge. Has black mirror caps. Another thing I really like is this large sunroof that the Sonata has. And you can see that it takes up the entire roof. It's very nice looking, in my opinion. Has a little bit of a chrome detail coming around the windows, which matches with the door handles. And then we come to the back, which again I think looks nice. You have this kind of a dual exit exhaust. Really looks like the Kia K5s. You can hear it a little bit. The car came with that N badge from the previous owner, but typically these Sonata N-Lines actually don't come with one of those. But otherwise, that is the exterior of this Hyundai Sonata N-Line. Now, the Hyundai Sonata N-Line is going to be powered by a 2.5 liter 4-cylinder motor. And of course, this car is front-wheel drive. Now, the big difference between this and either the GT or the N car is that this has an open differential, so that 290 horsepower that this 2.5 liter is producing kind of just spins. And you'll see when we take this car for a drive, it's kind of a wheel spin monster and really just does cool front wheel drive burnouts. But as far as actual performance, this probably isn't the car for it. You probably want to go with the Elantra N. So before we get onto the inside, I want to show off just how big this panoramic sunroof is. As you can see all the way through this, but only half of it goes up. I'll show you that on the inside here. As we get in the back, you'll see door, and these are the seats. They're going to be this Alcantara in the middle with leather. As you can see at my driving position, I have just about enough room back here. No problem. My head's resting up against the top, but in most cars I'm like that anyways. And here you can see that sunroof about halfway open. It's honestly really nice and cozy back here. These seats are quite comfortable, though they do not hold you in incredibly well. They are quite nice and soft, and they are quite comfortable. You can see the trim that leads to your door handle, as well as the window switch, your Bose speakers, and also a little cup holder down there. This car also fortunately comes with cup holders right here in that middle seat. It also has vents in the rear and a little charger down there. Comes with a cargo net on the passenger side, but no cargo net on the driver's side. And yeah, that's going to be the rear of the vehicle at least. So for the front, here we have your armrest. You also have the buttons to shift into park, reverse, neutral, or drive. They're buttons in this car. It's not a manual shifter. There you can see your drive mode selector as well as the auto hold function on this car, charging ports, the HVAC, and the touchless infotainment system, as well as your steering wheel and your digital dash, all features of this car. Steering wheel has a bit of an odd design to it. I'm not quite sure how to feel about it. To each their own, I guess. It does have those paddle shifters on the side of it, and you can also change your drive mode from this as well as anything on your digital dash from the steering wheel as well. You can control your volume and also pick up and answer phone calls. On the door sill, you can see your little Bose speakers there. They sound pretty good in this car. Up top, you can see you have LEDs in this car, as well as your sunroof controls, a couple other buttons. But that's mainly going to do it for the interior, or well, at least the actual interior. Let me show you the seats really quickly. Now here you can see the seats in this car. Going to be leather and Alcantara. They have pretty good bolstering, especially down here. It's nice and stiff also right there. But you get that Alcantara and embroidered in Alcantara in the middle on that little leather piece, and then the rest of it is Alcantara surrounding that. You have the leather headpiece as well as the side bolsters and leg bolsters. Here's the rims for this car. They're nothing too special, pretty much what you expect from Hyundai, but they're pretty nice. Alrighty. Let's get this show on the road. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the inside of the Hyundai Sonata N-Line. I might say Elantra a couple times. I'm going to try my best not to, but I'm going to do my best to give you my driving impressions of this car. Of course, I own an Elantra N, so we're going to see what the key differences are between that car and this car, and also give this car its own fair review without worrying about the Elantra N. And yeah, let's go ahead and get into that. So for the different drive modes on this car, we have normal mode, custom mode, and then we have Sport and Sport Plus. Sport Plus turns off the traction on this car. Think of how the Elantra N's special thing about it is the fact that it has the pops and bangs. Well, the special thing about this car is the fact that it does crazy front-wheel drive burnouts the entire time you're trying to drive it. And that is accessed by putting it in Sport Plus mode and turning off that traction control. Just like how the pops and bangs in the Elantra come from putting it in N mode. But other than that, these cars are pretty similar. This car has a 2.5 liter turbo, whereas the Elantra has a 2 liter turbo. This car has an open diff, whereas the Elantra has a limited slip diff. So we're going to see again how those factor into this drive. But let's go ahead, get it into the road. We'll start off in normal mode. I'll drive really quickly because again, I don't think it's all that interesting. So, how does the Hyundai Sonata feel? Honestly, it's a little bit heavier than the Elantra, but otherwise they feel pretty damn similar. Size-wise, I think they're about the same if I'm not wrong, so you don't really notice much of a difference in size, and me and the owner of this vehicle both agree, switching from one to another, is they both feel like they're the same car, but there's just something off about it. I wouldn't say off in a bad way, just we can tell that it's different, but both of these cars are very similar. The biggest difference being this drive selector situation here. This one is a push button, whereas in my Elantra, it's a stick that you can push forward and back, and you can also get that car manual, whereas this car does not come in a manual. Driving it in its normal drive mode really isn't all that interesting, so let's go ahead and put this thing on into sport mode. Now, one thing you're going to notice is, unlike my car, it doesn't really get any louder when you put it in its top sport mode. The exhaust doesn't really change. The exhaust note doesn't really change. It doesn't really get any sportier. It sounds about the same as it does. However, the engine performance is a bit different. As you can see, if we try to go from a stop, you will see what this car is known for. And that is absolutely obliterating the front tires. And again, that happens because this car, whereas the Elantra has a limited slip diff, this one has an open diff. So basically it's allowing the wheels to just freely spin as much as it wants. So you don't get as much wheel hop per se in this car as you do in the Elantra, but that's because you're losing a lot of time spinning your wheels. However, that does make this car very fun to drive. Even through turns and stuff like that, this car pulls you through it in a very weird way that makes you feel that it wants to spin its tires. And as you can see, the boost picks up really quick in this car. I actually think it picks up a bit quicker than my Elantra's. Maybe that's just because of the size of the motor, but I feel like I get a lot quicker of a response out of the car, turbo lag wise. But you can hear just every time you give it any gas, it just spins the front wheels. And it's really fun. Like, it's a different kind of fun. Whereas the Elantra is fun because it handles really nice and it pops and bangs and it's still a little steppy. This car is literally just stupid. It is dumb. It doesn't make any sense. It just does front wheel drive burnouts. And that's like it, which is really cool, but you know, I would probably consider a different car. But it's really fun, honestly. I do enjoy driving this car simply for the stupidity of its front wheel drive burnouts. And here you'll see I'm not going to be able to take these turns very quickly, but just so you can see handling wise how the front end works, is it's going to pull me through really nice there. Now when it comes to taking this Sonata N-Line around turns, it's not that bad. It's just, again, the front kind of pulls you through. As you'll see, is it's kind of the power. It's pushing you forward, not really into the turn. You know, it wants to push you out of the turn. Whereas the Elantra will kind of feel its way through the turn. This car just wants to exit it. And you can hear it keeps the revs decently high and all that. But it's definitely a lot looser than the Elantra. It kind of feels how it feels, and again, that sport mode, it's kind of rough. It's a bit stiffer, but not super stiff. And this car is definitely a lot more of a daily compared to that one. But even then, I don't know how much I would enjoy driving this car every day because the front end wants to spin itself out every 3 seconds. And of course, you know, those front wheel drive burnouts are extremely easy to control. You're not going to spin this car out like that, but you know, you can hear it just spins, man. This car is it's not meant for sharp turning. It's not meant for that. If that's what you're looking for, this is not it. If you want a really fun, stupid car that does front wheel drive burnouts, it's decently affordable. I mean, he picked this car up for the price that I spent on my Altima when I bought it. Yeah, this car is a dickhead car, honestly. It's really fun. As you can see, it does pick up speed pretty damn well, pretty quickly. And I'm sorry if the camera angle is different. It's because I'm holding it now. But yeah, as you can see, it picks up speed pretty damn well. But you can't really put it down. It's going to spin the whole time trying to go anywhere under 40 miles per hour. I honestly really like the Sonata, whereas it's not as much of a tuner car as my Elantra. I still really enjoy this car as an everyday, daily driver. It's not the worst thing in the world. My biggest issue is, again, that front wheel drive, putting the power to the ground. Yeah, that was a good one. It's just fun. Again, it's really stupid, this car. It puts a smile on your face if that's what you're looking for in a pretty cheap daily driver that has some character to it. This car definitely has character and stupidity, so I would definitely look into one if you were considering it. But again, you don't really get to feel the power that this car has because you're spinning the whole time, or at least at low speeds. there's no hope for this car at low speeds. Like, you're just spinning the entire time. And even then, once you get going, compared to the Elantra N, I have to assume well, I know actually, because we raced the two cars. Check that video out, or that short out if you haven't. But I know that the Elantra N is quicker, despite it having, I don't know, 20 less horsepower or something like that. But what this car lacks in like super crisp handling and being really fast, it makes up for in its character and stupidity. There you can see, I don't know why it dropped a gear, but it picked me all the way up to 60. This car is pretty damn quick with only 290 horsepower, but again, when you actually go out and race it against things, this is not going to do as well. But we'll give it one more launch to send her off. It's so fucking dumb. I do love this car in a way. I genuinely love it. It's just so fucking dumb. If you want to go around pissing people off, spinning your tires around, hey, God bless you, and this is the car to do it in. Like, it's useless. There's no point in this car having this much power with an open diff. It is literally just a front wheel drive burnout car. But yeah, that's basically going to do it for this Hyundai Sonata N-Line video. Thank you guys so much for checking it out. As always, if you check out any of my content, I seriously appreciate it. We're almost at 200 subscribers now, which is impressive to say because I only just hit 100 a little bit ago. But if you want to be a part of it, thank you so very much for that. Go ahead, subscribe, like, whatever you feel like doing. I appreciate any of it or none of it. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day and take care. Peace out.